talk about past life regression therapy, it basically takes the support of the altered state of awareness to guide through recovery of latest memories and allow clients to experience the earlier days of present or past lives. Now, when we talk about this concept, for many of us, it sounds very, very strange, not surprisingly. But let me talk a little bit more. These experiences may have some connection to the client's present thoughts, behavior, and emotions. It is a life-transforming experience that could enhance focus, wisdom, creativity, and most of all, healing. Because as we all know, there are always issues in our lives which may have caused us to think differently today. And then to the question whether hypnotherapy is part of this therapy, it is. And for who is it for? It is for those who wish to give closures to their present unexplainable confusions and difficulties. Now to know, so let's put our hands together to welcome Sridhar. Once again, Sridhar, welcome on board, and we would like to know a little bit more about what past life regression therapy is. Over to Sridhar.
Thank you very much, Sita. My pleasure to be with you to present this topic. And this is an opportunity. Every such presentation for me is an opportunity to clear the misconception about this this hypnosis, because it's a very misunderstood subject, hypnosis itself. Forget about past life therapy for the time being. Even hypnosis is a misunderstood subject. So let me clear a little bit about hypnosis. So the basics of hypnosis, let's go back to the conscious and subconscious mind, the difference. The conscious mind, which is about 10% of our mind, of the whole mind, we have the short-term memory in the conscious mind, and then the logic and reasoning come from the conscious mind. Then the planning, arithmetic, all these happen in the conscious mind. The subconscious mind, and by the way, short-term memory also is in the conscious mind, whereas the subconscious mind controls all the automatic systems, the body functions 24/7. The long-term memory is all in subconscious mind. Imagination, creativity, intuition, these are all functions of the subconscious mind. This is the basic for any hypnotherapy session. Okay. So in hypnotherapy session, actually, we deal with the subconscious processes, because that's the more powerful part of our mind, which is about 90% of our mind. And that's where all the belief systems are stored. So we deal with that in order to resolve the issues. These are the basics. And hypnosis actually is a very relaxed state of mind. It's a pleasant state of mind. And it's not sleep. Although hypnosis, it means sleep. Somehow the word stuck there. The word got stuck. But hypnosis means actually a very relaxed state of mind.
Sorry to interrupt you here. Sorry to interrupt you here, Sridhar. I'm sure a couple of our guests today, at least a few of them, may have this question. Is it possible for everyone to be hypnotized?
Yes, but you should be willing to be hypnotized.
Can you please elaborate on that?
Yeah. There's one sentence, which is the golden sentence, I would say. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis, meaning that I can only guide you into the relaxed state of mind. But if you are not willing to be relaxed, I won't be able to control your mind to get into a relaxed state. The control lies with you. I can only guide you. You can do it by yourself also. It's called self-hypnosis. Otherwise, you can take the help of any therapist to get into the relaxed state. That's why all hypnosis is self-hypnosis.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sridhar. No, thank you. When you talk about self-hypnosis, do we have adequate scripts available on the net? Or do you have to especially get them from a therapist that you are able to then practice?
No, there are many tracks on the net. Many tracks which you can help yourself with to get into that relaxed state of mind.
Okay, then if it's possible, I think on behalf of all the guests here today who are attending this webinar, if you could please post some of the sites that we are able to get these scripts, that will be wonderful, Sridhar.
Sure, I'll do that. Yeah.
That sounds really wonderful. And I think thank you so much, Sridhar, for sharing with us the concept of this therapy, which often tends to confuse a lot of us, because I have undergone hypnotherapy course myself, and that's when, of course, I had got an opportunity to meet Sridhar. And talking about the state of hypnosis, personally, I'm not sure if I have actually undergone hypnosis. However, there was one incident which is very, very clear in my mind, and the memory is very, very vivid for me. And that was when I had gone into a certain past, or I'm not sure if it's even imagination, and I had seen something very visual about a lifetime, which once again may have been purely imaginary, but which gave me a lot of insights for today's life. So what I'd like to mention, and I'm sure Sridhar also would be mentioning it a little later, is that for those of you who perhaps do not believe in the concept of past lives, it's absolutely fine. What is important is when you are undergoing past life regression therapy, go with the flow, so that you're able to benefit from what the therapy aims to do for you. So please do remember that it's not about believing in past lives here. It's about going with the flow and taking the help of the therapist in achieving the goals you want to in the first place. So apart from helping a person to overcome extreme emotions, phobias, and psychosomatic illnesses, it allows clients to understand why they faced confusion, pain, hurt in the present life as well. Now, regression therapy is also seen as a technique which has helped in the case of the Tourette syndrome, which is basically a condition in which the sufferer experiences sudden, involuntary, and uncontrollable motor and vocal tics. In fact, just to probably enable our audience to get a better and more effective understanding about this therapy, can you probably share one of your case studies that you had with your clients?
Yeah. One of my clients had fear of driving, and this was not in distant past, but it was, say, about 2 years back. She was in her early 30s when I did this therapy for her. And maybe 2 years before she came to me for this therapy, she developed a fear for driving. And how that happened was she met with a very minor accident at one of the roundabouts. And then the other person whose car she hit, actually, it was a minor accident, but he made it a very big issue. He shouted and made a big scene in front of others. And then this lady got really terrified and decided that she's not going to drive again for this fear, actually, for fear of making another accident or something like that. So she stopped, but she wanted to drive because it gave her independence to move around freely without depending on others. So it was a big issue for her. Then through this therapy, again, we visited that incident, and she realized that it was a very minor incident. And because of that person, that fear had overcome her. So once that understanding came, she could easily overcome that fear. And actually, within 2 hours of the end of that therapy, she again emailed to me saying that she already drove the car for a while. She actually went to the same spot as that accident. And she came back and she was very happy. He said that it's success. So this is how it can be done.
Those of you who would like to know a little bit more about this type of therapy, there is plenty of information available on the net. And I'm sure Sridhar would also be very happy to send you links so that you're able to get to know more information about this therapy. And just to mention a very, very famous study, which was about a lady called Shanti Devi. Sridhar, have you heard about Shanti Devi?
Yeah, this is from the case studies, the 20 case studies by that therapist, isn't it? Not therapist,
No,
he's a
in fact,
researcher.
this was actually a case which was investigated by a commission set up by Mahatma Gandhi. Can we please have your question? I think you wanted to ask a question.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, Sridhar sir. Good evening, all.
Good evening. Good evening.
Actually, I was asking the first question, which Dominic already asked. Okay, past life means what? It is just, now I can say very clearly, past incident. If we have some past incident, so might be I'm thinking that I'm just having a regression for that. But how I can differentiate it is a past life is affecting me, or I can be better if I go for this kind of a therapy.
Well,
Just
that
I have, I have to get rid of this past incident. As you said, that lady was having a driving problem. Okay,
Yeah.
I saw one time many years back anaconda, and still I have a fear for that, right? Which is not at all real, but I have a fear. But there are so many incidents also happened, but all these are a problem for my this life experience, or it is my past life experience, which may be going on board more into that. So how you can answer that? Thank you, sir.
Okay. When a therapy is started, actually we explore the present life. We go back. For example, you come up with an issue of fear for something. So we go back in your life, in the present life, to the past incident, say 2 years back, or even more like that. Maybe it's coming from your childhood. So we explore the current life first, the past of the current life. And then if it still doesn't get resolved, then we encourage the client to look at a past life experience, as if it's coming from another lifetime, not this lifetime, another lifetime, from a very, very distant past. It could be the previous life, let's say, again, suppose previous life, or a few lifetimes back, maybe it originated, that particular fear. This is how we explore. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, thank you, sir. But I just want to know, when we are going and resolving things, maybe this life or that last or past, maybe 2-3 lives we go back, but how we know that problem is resolved? What is the symptom? How I come to know, okay, this not there?
Yeah, good question. Actually, when you finish the therapy, let's say in it could be 1 session, or it could be 3 sessions also, it could be 5 also, let's say. And then when you actually start getting better, when you will know inside that now you have overcome that fear. Okay. Then you know that it's resolved. If the fear is still there, that means you need to undergo a few more sessions, maybe, to explore further. I mean, you will know immediately after the session, immediately you will have a feeling that, oh, now you're free of that particular fear. And over the next few days after the resolution, you will get much, much better, more confident, and then you will actually forget that particular issue.